Hello, traders. Welcome. How are you? Anna here. How are you? How are you? How are you? It's Thursday. It's a Thursday. Yeah, Thursday, 6/12/2025. This is my evening Bitcoin and live Bitcoin analysis. Welcome, welcome, welcome. 8:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We've had a lot of good stuff. We're going to look at Bitcoin and what she did. Goodness gracious, it was great. So I have a lot to share. Super excited. Just gonna look at a couple of things. Yeah, man, Bitcoin was so beautiful. So beautiful. So we're gonna run through it. I'm gonna kind of play with my different layouts here for a second and see how everything's looking. Okay, so goodness gracious, look at that wick. Look at that candle, traders. Oh my goodness gracious. She's great balls of fires. Look at that. That's looking really, really nice. Right here. Right here, this candle. Look at that. Before I got on, I was looking at it and I was like, man, where do I want to put my stop loss at? And my visual over. So when I was looking at this, I was trying to decide where I should put my stop loss at or to take profit. So let me run this through for you. Let's just go back to. There's a lot of things that I'm kind of just gonna like act like you've been sitting with me all week and you know what I've done. So on Tuesday, there's 12 o'clock. So I was out with a friend at dinner around 8, and I was like, oh my gosh, we are at such a killer entry for this all down. We are in really great shape. So let me go online where I was at. This was Tuesday, it was right here. Right. Okay. So this was where I was out to dinner. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is such a beautiful entry for us to get in because we really got to like replay it so you can really get the full effect. So we'll go to like right here and you can see it better. I'm on TradingView for those that are wondering what platform this is. I'm looking at how quite sure why it's not all the way across. We'll have to fix that. That's good to know. Let me go ahead and take a quick screenshot of that. I was messing with my StreamYard and getting these different layouts going, and still trying to get it. You know, if you're doing this stuff yourself, it's like a edit. You know, you got to change it around. You're editing. I know what I have to do to fix that. But when you like doing the actual project, you're like, oh my gosh, where was it at?
When the tidal waves come around, then wipe up what we built. Would you fight for love, or would you back down?
We'll leave it on this right now because I don't seem to have as much black spot. Okay, back to the chart.
me how you feel about us. Yeah, yeah. Tell me how you feel about us.
All right.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Cuando esas caricias tocaban toda tu piel. Tell me how you feel
one seventeen,
about us. Tell me
13.
how you feel
Okay.
about us.
So this
Que
was
me
on
querías desde
Tuesday,
el
and
cielo.
I
Solo
was,
lo
like I
haces
said,
pa'
I was
mí. Lo
out
sé con
at
todo
dinner,
tu
and I was
cosas pa'
like,
que la
okay,
llama
this
se
this
apague
one has a
lento.
because
Cambiamos
look at this
mentiras
trader.
por
She went up. It's
juramentos.
all up
Sabía
since
todo de ella,
last
pero ahora
Thursday
ya
on
no
the
lo
5th.
sé.
Okay.
Siempre ha estado tan
So
bella,
last
pero has
Thursday on the
cambiado
5th,
mujer.
that is right here. So I was out at dinner on Tuesday the 10th, and this was the 5th, a couple days ago. So we
Siento
put
que
this
ya no
here.
te tengo.
That was last
Al menos yo
Thursday,
no
and then we're
creo
talking on Tuesday's time
que
frame. So
no.
it's only a couple
Tell me
days,
how you feel
and what
about
Bitcoin was doing was
us.
just going
Tell me how you
up
feel
the
about
whole way and not
us.
doing a pullback.
Yeah, yeah. Cuando esas caricias
Okay,
tocaban
just
tu
going
piel.
straight up and had
Tell me
no
how you feel
pullback since
about us.
Sunday.
Tell me how you feel about us. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh, night and day. I keep on falling for you. I keep on falling for you.
So had no pullback at all. So
Ooh,
when it was
night
on
and
Tuesday, I'm like,
day.
oh my gosh, this
I
is a
keep on
great
falling
entry.
for
And
you.
looking to the
I keep
left,
on falling.
I knew we were at the
Tell me how you
top.
feel about
Right, we were at
us.
109. So I'm like, oh my gosh, this is such a beautiful
Tell me how you
entry.
feel
It
about us.
would fell back down. So
Yeah.
that's what it looked
Cuando esas
like
caricias
on Tuesday.
tocaban tu
So then I
piel.
closed this.
Tell me how you feel about us.
I got in
Tell me
two
how you feel
positions. The
about
first
us.
one, I had like a $500 stop loss. $500, 500 point stop loss. So it kicked me out. Then the other one, the other trade, I did a 700 point stop loss, and that was enough to keep me in since Tuesday. So I was in this bad boy. I mean, I just it hit my TP. It did TP of 105. My entry was 109,790. Yes, I love it. And got it. That was like a 4,000 point trade. So that is super awesome. So let's run through it and let's kind of analyze Bitcoin. Where she's at. Hold on. I think it kind of like dropped my. It dropped my. StreamYard dropped my thing. Well, StreamYard dropped me or YouTube dropped me. Um, what's next? Okay, so that threw me off. Let me regroup. All right, so that was Tuesday where I got in. So let's go ahead and just do a analysis. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we're going to go to the day time frame. I have too much stuff open. Is what it is. All right. So here is the day's time frame. What we're going to do is we're going to put it on lines so we can see what we got going on. All right. This was an old channel. Hopefully I have it identified. Yeah, I do. Okay, so we're going to hide that because that was old. Okay. Now, Let's hide everything.
Whatever you do, don't forget me. 'Cause you never left my mind, not once. Yeah. Every
Okay.
touch, my heart goes bumping.
All right, here we go. This is
Baby,
better.
I can't get over
All
you.
right. So
I
what we
can't
see on the day,
hide
we have a
you.
bottom here.
Make
Okay, and to your left,
feel
it has a
good.
nice
Gonna
support
make
coming up.
you
It's coming up
mine,
on support.
baby.
However, right here at 105, 104-ish,
Only
she
whatever wanted.
has support here. So she has a support zone here and then another support zone here. So my mind tells me, let's see how far that drop is.
No matter the distance, I still
So
want
it's
you.
2,000 more points down
Would
to
you
this
stay
location.
the night?
We were at the very
Say
bottom
that the
on
sunrise,
the
looking
lower time
outside.
frames
See
on the
now you've
5 minute.
been such for me. Baby, if you mean it, let me say. You make me feel good. Gonna make you mine, baby. You are the only one I've ever wanted. 너야만 해도 you 거짓말처럼 나타나줘 날 doesn't matter what they say.
See, on
It's
this
you,
5 minute
it's
chart,
you,
we are way
it's
overbought.
you,
We are
it's
so overbought. We're right at -2.
you.
So it looks like it's trying to reset for a further push down. Um, it is. See how that reset like that? I saw it jump. So she's pushing. What's today? Thursday. Okay. So let's look at the strength of the candles. So this here, when before I got online with you guys at 8 o'clock, I was like, "Oh, she might be reversing, wanting to reverse," because she was originally at the -2, so I knew she was way overbought. But then this huge candle here is telling us that she's still pushing. So she broke that support level. Let's look at that, what the support level of that looks like on the 1 hour. So let's put it on the 1 hour. So I got my 15-minute on my left, and then we'll look at the 1 hour. Oh goodness, look at that candle. So what I'm looking for on the 1 hour is how many legs she's done. And then you'll say, well, good Lord, girl, what is a leg? A leg is where you have a pause, consolidation, and then it breaks that zone and then continues down. And then it comes to another pause, and then they pull back up, and then but it breaks that level. So here, at this break of structure, we have a drop, then another pause. It drops, and then we have this pause here, okay? Or you may call it a consolidation. It's also known as a pivot. Then this candle here broke that consolidation. Then it it went down a little bit. This is a little messy. Okay, here's your consolidation, then broke out, then pulled back up, and then turned around and threw out. Oh, actually, that's well, there's a little bit of that. Here. And it dropped, and then here it paused for like 3 hours. It consolidated. So either it was going to go ahead and then come back up here, and then maybe do another retest down, or it was going to come up here and then come all the way back up maybe to here. and retest down. You're already at the bottom, so we weren't really sure, what she's going to do if you're just looking at it this way. So back to the legs topic. So we have a pause, 2, 3 pauses. So we have um, a fall, pause, pull back. So that's 1, 2, 3. So a 3 to 4 leg push is what you can expect out of a move. You can call it market cycles. You can do Elliott waves. Let me throw Elliott waves on here. I wonder if I have that. Let me put this on 1 screen. Let's go to the 1 hour. I'll show you what Elliott waves will explain it a little bit better.
Cause I'm better without what you call love, I swear.
Let me pull up Elliott waves.
Look at me, you only see what you wanna see. Somebody who can move on. Don't tell me you're sorry. I don't
Wait,
want
wait,
your
this. I have it too
pity.
many times.
Baby, you got it all wrong.
Alright, it might take a
You
minute to
think I'm
compute.
missing you every night, every night. You think I'm sad and alone, also alone. But don't take credit for these red eyes. 'Cause baby, all I cried
I'm not quite sure why
is
it's
a
not working.
joke.
I don't know if
Boy,
I already have it on here.
you must think I'm hurt. Thought I was under your spell, but looking back, I was
I'm not sure
cursed.
why it's not working.
You left me to drown and sail away on your ship. But I don't give a damn, it's water under the
Let's
bridge.
see. Huh. I don't know why it's not working. Here we go. Here's the Elliott wave. So on the 4 hour, goodness gracious, it's kind of a mess. You have these big ones are like the smaller ones. The blue ones are the bigger moves. So it has it coming up to 115 with the bigger move. So that's not working well for us. Here's the smaller move. I know it's kind of a lot to see. 1 is orange, 2, and then the 3 is the longer move. Down 4. Okay, these are legs. 5. Then you have the correction because it's usually 5 legs, 5 pushes, and then you have your correction. Then goes up to B, then down to C, and then this C is also the 4. So the 5th leg is supposed to be up here, but that's not happening. I wonder if we can go to the 1 hour and it'll break it down better. Maybe we can like figure it out. Register the part. Why is not working?
Oye, ya saben lo que está pasando, que con la orquesta ya llegué. Escucha bien mi tumbadito
This is
tan
kind of
sabroso
messy. It kind
que
of
tiene su
just
caché.
kept on gliding, not too much of
Escucha el
a
bajo, baila y el
consolidation.
güiro, escucha el piano y el
I mean,
tres.
like here's a box.
Juega con mi ritmo bailadores, seguimos hasta el amanecer. Seguimos siempre
Box.
de la verdad.
Here's the box.
Juega bonito, juega con el tumbao.
Oh, here's a box.
Sabroso. Juega
Here's a box.
bonito, juega con el tumbao.
Okay.
Siempre con mi tumbadito. Juega
So
bonito, juega con
broke out. I mean, this is what I do on the 4 hour. It's not nice and simple like this one every to the right, every to the left here. 3 to 5 bar push, then you usually have consolidation, then another 3 to 5 bar push. These are kind of equal into one, so maybe a 3 bar push here and a pullback, and then it's making its way back down. This is the more definite move here. This one's a little hard to show you that legness, um, but pause, drop, pull back, pause for the drop. All right, I don't know if I'm making sense to you guys or not. It's not really beautifully written out, but the whole purpose of it was to say, um, the whole purpose I'm trying to say is that find out how many legs have contributed. Usually get 35 bar pushes and one leg. Now this leg here, this is pivoting golfing, so this really equals like 2 legs, 2 bars. So let's go back to the 4 hour. We do our top-down analysis. Yeah, let's do it. All right, so for our day, let's go ahead and draw what I just normally use, usually do. Okay. Here's our Elliott wave on here. Okay. So it's saying on the day that this sucker should come down to 91 to complete the correction. So that would be beautiful. Now on this day, we're going to hide this Elliott wave for a second. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to draw a fib. This is going to be a very big fib. This could actually be like a month fib, people. Yeah, let's put it on the month since it goes so far back. You won't see all the nicks and crannies though on the month. See, all you get is this. Let's go back to the day. This is a straight escalation. The day will give you more of the valleys and hills, more of the support resistance zones. It'll show you better. These are from old markup. I want to keep them on my chart because I need to organize this chart better. So what we're going to do is draw a fib on the low here, and we're going to draw it all the way up, and we're going to see where price is at in this low to high fib on the day. Let's see where she lands. So what this does, traders, for those that are new, low to high day. What this does for us, traders that are new, is it allows us to know, as day traders, or swing traders, equity traders, where the market generally falls back to. See, for me, I've been using fibs for 5+ years, and they are super reliable. You know, you will have fundamentals. That's another thing too. You'll have the fundamentals, you know, the news or whatever, and then they some people who just do mostly fundamentals and don't do technical, they'll be like, oh well, um, you can just wipe out your technical analysis because if news comes in, the market's going to do what it's going to do. Yes, I totally agree. But you know where that market will probably land at on your technical analysis zones. And it just happens to be like that. They don't add that in that statement that they make because they don't do technical analysis, so they don't be able to say even though the news came out, went wherever it wanted to go. But me, technical as well, say, yeah, and it fell right out of technical analysis zone on either my day fib, my 4 hour fib, my 1 minute fib, whatever. So that's something important to know. So on this fib, what it's allowing us to do is to see where we expect price to come back to or where she's at currently. It gives us a roadmap on how to gauge the anticipation of the market's move. That's what I use it for. So, right now, and then on this fib, I don't know why this 27's here because I don't use the 27. I don't know how the 27 got in my stats. It bothers me. These are my fib levels that I use. That I don't use that one. I don't know why that's there. Um, Let me see something really quick. It seems our music has stopped. Oh, it was that one. Okay. There's not that many sessions. It's only 25 minutes. Okay, so that might happen again. Um, okay. Um, so price has from this low to high fib. Oh, first we gotta do something. We have to name this fib. The object tree going over to my right. I click in it and it just says fib retracement. These are all objects and it logs all the objects that you put on your chart. So how I organize my elements I put on my chart is how I do it. I identify when I started my low to my fib, and if you see down at the bottom, it says Tuesday 08 April 25th. So that's the low I chose. So if you wanted to mimic the same fib and put it on your chart, you'll go to Tuesday the 8th, that low there on the day, and start your low to high fib, go all the way to the highest point, drag your fib over, and that's what you did. So what I do is I rename it and I write down the date I chose that low so I know when where I started that fib at. Then the next thing is what time frame this is. It's the day time frame. And then you write what type of fib it is. So low to high or high to low. So it's a low to high fib. And then I enter the date that I moved. After that, I put it in my folder of fibs, which is right here, and I drop it in there. Then I lock it. All right, so that is our fib. Now, what is the fib telling us? Why do I care? Well, I want to know. I want to know where price is at. Where did price go? Where is it at right now in this low to high fib? Because I know normally each level on a fib has a specific meaning. So this fib is landing on the 23.6. So what that tells me is that it is doing a shallow retracement. When the fib only pulls back up into this zone, that means that it's been having a very strong trend because normally we want it to come down deeper. Normally the market will pull back harder. But since it's been staying up in this top third of a whole move, okay, clear. Since it's been staying up in this top third zone of this whole move, you break it up in threes, okay? This is just like the fib analysis, okay? Here's this whole move broken up into three. It's actually your fib concept, okay? So the market has been staying up in this top location for a while. So what that means is that the market is has a strong buying trend. It has a strong buying trend. and it's had a strong buying trend since May 17th. So since May 17th, it's been staying up in this top highs level zone. So people who are like, oh, Bitcoin may continue to take off, it might. But if I know anything with the market, this area is empty. It is so empty. And in the past, you will see the market always fills up this zone at least halfway. And halfway traders is right here. This is halfway. So since we have all this empty space, this is a great, actually, I wish I didn't get on that trade. Actually, for swing traders, they are so tickled to death, those that got up here. But right now on the day, if you stayed in this trade, you are in a great location for the pullback. Okay. Um, I would be very surprised if she doesn't come up and fill up part of this empty area. I would be very surprised if she didn't fill this up a little bit more. So what does that mean? That means that the market can come down as low as 89,000. If she comes down to 89,000, oh my gosh, I'm going to be so excited. I am going to be so excited, traders. Oh, you know why? You should be excited too. You want to know why? Because it is buying time. It is buy Bitcoin at a beautiful price. That's what that means. So that is a gift to us. And I'll show you in the past how the market has fulfilled those gaps. Okay, here's a good example here. Looky here. Looky here. And my music has stopped. Goodness gracious. What's going on here? Why does it stop? Enable shuffle. I want it to enable. I don't know why it's off. Okay. Now what I'm doing is I'm showing you where Bitcoin has filled up that big gap. Okay. Put this there. It went up and has all this gap, this big area of emptiness. Well, what did I say? Usually the market fills this zone up. And look, it did. Not for a minute, didn't do it for a while, but right here is where it did do it. It filled it up. See that? It did not leave it empty. So this is no longer, at that time before it pulled back, it was true. But look, it did not leave that blank zone. And if you go down to where the move was, move up, over, right? And then if we break this up into thirds, this whole move, here's the top third. You just look at the whole move and just split it in half. Here's the middle, and then here's the bottom third. Okay. Now, watch this. Watch this. I'm going to put a fib on here. The goal is to show you how the market normally comes back in and fills up these big empty spaces. And so for now, where we're at with Bitcoin, we have a big empty space to double the price again. So looky here. Um, this fib with filling up this third, it came into the heartbeat zone. Look, came right into my heartbeat zone. Heartbeat zone is the 5061.8 zone. Now, I call that the heartbeat zone because that's where the area where the market usually comes back to. And sure enough, it did. Look at that. See that, traders? From September 4th, 2024, the market retraced, came back to its middle zone in April. So from September to April, it came back halfway. Okay, so 6 months or so. So because of that, I can say this move will fill itself back up, which actually, if you look at this, is just a little section of this initial fib. Okay, we got this fib, just did that one move, and then this fib we just did now. But if we do another fib that encompasses everything, starting from September 4th and going up to the highest point so far, and advance this session here. But at least you can kind of just play it back again and watch. But okay. So this fib, I'll make it a different color because it's a little bit higher than that original fib. Let's make this one black. Okay. So we have 3 fibs going on, but if we include this one where I'm talking about it's going to fill up this zone, this fib did. It went all the way to the heartbeat zone. See that heart? And now it will probably come in and fill up all of this empty space. Only traders. So those that got in, I think we should stay in that darn trade. It may pull back and it will give you another opportunity to capture all of this move. But it's gonna pull that sucker up.
Baby, all I've cried out tears of joy. Yeah. Baby, all I've cried out tears of joy.
This emptiness, see how it's blank? The market hasn't come down. It will fill this sucker up. So those that are not feeling Bitcoin will come down to 76 based on this move, it could. It could go. Oh my gosh, if that sucker comes down to 76. Oh my gosh, if Bitcoin comes down to 76,000 based on this September 4th last year fib, holy moly. People that bought at the top there are going to be having heart attacks. But it is what it is. Me, I am going to be so happy. I will be like, oh my gosh, bye. And traders, look at it. And it can come down as much as into this zone. If it comes down into this last line of defense here, just the square, look at what price level that is. That is 66,000 to 60,000. This is saying that it cooled, it ran up, pulled back, ran back up, and then almost, if it comes back down into this level, it means it's almost returning right to where it bought up from back in September. Now, I don't think it goes down that low. I really don't. Now 63. If she does, that's beautiful. But she definitely can come back into this. If she doesn't pull back into here, this 76 could go a little bit lower, and 66 could be good. So you know what I'm going to do is just out of this. That's the down there. I want it to be an analysis here. So look at that. They just marked up. I'm gonna mark the little daylights out of it, and let's make some notes. And then that's gonna be it. It's I've been on for 40 minutes. We didn't get too much, but it was a lot of information. It was pretty good. I don't want to overwhelm you guys. I'm gonna do this right now though. So what I'm gonna write here is let me see something. Another thing. 0612-2025 at 8:57 p.m. It's Eastern Time, traders. I'm in Florida. So beautiful out. I'm looking out. I see my huge Olympic pool where I live at, right out the window. It's beautiful. Um, okay. On live Bitcoin analysis, and you know what? Hold on, let me Okay, so what we're gonna write here is this. So what we're writing is I'm gonna put some numbers in here. Plotted on 6/12/2012. If price pulls back to the heartbeat zone 66K, this was spotted from September 4th, 2024 fib swing. Let it be known we marked it before it happened. Woo woo. So that is killer. That note will be there. So we had marked it up and it will be notated. So what I'm going to do here is in my object tree, I'm going to identify that text. September 4th, 2024 is my turn.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
Carried all the weight on my shoulder.
all
Had me
right,
going ever once I told you no.
strength.
Told you no.
Okay,
Kept going like a marching soldier. Play my part,
okay.
boy, I had to hold you down. Hold it down.
So that'd be cool. So
When the
that's
tide
the
of waves come
administrator.
around, then wipe up what
That
we
there
were.
is
Would you
something
fight for
big that
love?
can
Or would you
carry
back
other
down
abilities
and let our hope
between pulling
drown?
back.
When the world is
Even
everything, no
even if
break
it
us
goes
up
back
for good.
to
Would you hang around?
just into the
When I
heartbeat
wake up
zone
right
of this lucid
now,
look. See,
tell
it's
me how you
all
feel
energy.
about
It hasn't filled up
us.
like it filled up
Yeah,
before.
tell me
So
how you
it
feel
might just be
about
doing this here,
us.
how it didn't break down until much
Cuando
later.
esas caricias
This is very much
tocarte,
doing the same thing, but it's hit a new level.
tell me how you feel about
They play
us.
around in
Tell
here
me how
for,
you feel
I don't
about
know,
us.
maybe till July,
Soñé que
but
me querías,
this
pero no es
will be filled
cierto.
up.
Solo
So
lo
this
haces
is
pa'
a
que yo
really
te
good
esté
energy for
contento.
this
La chispa de la
um,
llama se apagó
trade
lento.
that
Cambiamos
we call that
mentiras por
energy.
juramentos.
Uh,
Sabía todo de
I
ella,
hope you
pero
enjoyed this
ahora ya
analysis.
no
I
lo
know I
sé.
did. That was a lot of
Siempre
fun.
has
I didn't
estado
really
tan bella,
see
pero has
all what
cambiado, mujer.
transpired since then. So that was a nice outlook for me as well.
Would you fight for love,
And
or would you back
tomorrow
down
I will be
and let
live
a hope
streaming
drown?
Naz.
Siento
Naz
que ya
is
no
a
te
smart
tengo,
entertainment.
o al menos
So if
anoto
you're interested in
no,
seeing how to scalp at
no.
NY Open,
Tell me how
join
you
me.
feel about us.
But in the
Yeah.
meantime,
Tell me how you feel about
start.
us.
Thanks, traders. Bye. Night.
Cuando esas caricias tocaban